Hey there, so today we have another review, and this is Bell's Expedition Stout, but this is a vintage. I actually pulled this from the cellar, and very unfortunately, I guess it's sort of my fault, but there's no bottle date on here, and I didn't, when you throw beers in the cellar, if they don't have bottle dates, it's nice to I mean, if you're enjoying it yourself, just like get a Sharpie and write it on the label, but yeah, there's zero bottle date on that. And I don't know if it disappeared. I doubt it disappeared. I mean, that should be where a bottle date is, right? Yeah, well, I know for a fact that this has been sitting in my cellar for at least 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years. I mean, this is like way in the back. I know some of the beers that are there, and I haven't touched them in a while. So this is probably a 3 to 4 year old product. And yeah, Bell's Expedition Stout, their Imperial Stout. By the way, having this at cellar temperature, didn't even put it in the fridge. I think thermostat said 51 degrees, so very warm. But Imperial Stout, that's where we like them sometimes. So beer pours out. How dark is it pour out? Pretty dark. Deep brown to almost black color, and then it shows on the head. The head is quite dark, it comes in that deep brown color. Let's get the aroma. So I can already smell beautiful amounts of roasted malt quality. There is a kind of just like, what is it? Oh wow, there's a nice sweetness undertone. There is brown sugar. There is almost like a light kind of like Werther's kind of candy. There's a fruitiness coming in. It has like apple skin and cherry skin. It's quite interesting. Yeah, tons of fruitiness. Candied sugar with that kind of apple cherry kind of thing. Very intense, actually. It almost tastes like dehydrated apples, or smells like it. Cheers. Brown sugar for days. And then on the palate, this is a rich, dense beer. This is a relatively hoppy beer, quite a hoppy beer for Imperial Stout at 10.5% when it's fresh. Now it's obviously aged away. Beautiful state now. Wow, this is rich. This is quite delicious. This might be on the level of like where Founders Imperial is sometimes. And I guess it takes a few years to age Bell's Expedition to get there. Wow, this is super complex. Rich, chewy up front. Sweet, boozy, chocolate comes in, dark chocolate, candy chocolate, that kind of, when you get a arrangement of chocolates in a box, chocolate in a box, chocolate, it has a good amount of darkness to it. So it not only has the milk chocolate, but then on the back end, it has that 70 to 80% dark chocolate come in. The fruits are a little bit more hidden now, because now it's just roast and deepness. Rich deepness. The fruit lingers a little bit of that kind of maybe dehydrated apple, like dark fruit cherry thing coming in. Not really too much of that raisiny thing that you get in Imperial Stouts. Maybe like a really, really dehydrated raisin with that fruit quality. And then on the back end, it's lost a lot of its hop bite, but it sort of has a little bit of that hoppy bitterness and sort of like rides on the back end into a beautiful complexity. I like where it's at. I don't really like my Imperial Stouts super hoppy, and it just has a little bit of that like hop bite just on the back end, a little bit of that earthy thing just to clean everything up. It lingers just a touch, but it's obviously aged away. Yeah. It is boozy though. Wow. Oh. Yeah. It's not the chewiest beer, but it's quite rich. It's silky, medium plus, almost medium plus to a slightly full mouthfeel, but there is a spike of booze in here. It is quite boozy. I say how many times can I say booze, but it's choked up into the nose. As you drink it more, it sort of lacks that kind of sweetness that you want from something like Founders Imperial. It does have a nice hop attack to it. The roast is quite rich, and it just has a little bit of that kind of just like alcohol thing that sort of rides in there. It's slightly fusel, It's almost as you just like added a little teeny bit of vodka into your Imperial Stouts, because it's just quite obvious and it rings into the nose on a good sip. But beautifully complex. As I taste it more, it's actually becoming quite obvious. It's not the worst that you've ever had, but it is quite fusely. As for rating, it is still fine beer. Definitely age it, because I really like where the places this beer has gotten to with a few more years. I think that fresh, it's a little too hoppy. It's maybe even comes off slightly thin. This is at an awesome place. As for rating, let's go with a 90. 95, 95. I mean, I love me a non-barrel aged Imperial Stout, and this is at a beautiful place. Until next time, guys, cheers. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've aged some Bell's Imperial, Bell's Expedition. Until next time, later.